Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer and I'm here to assemble a model kit. I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off, I know, crazy, by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 Blue emote into chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi, you can use other people's emotes. If you feel like being a lurker, this is your opportunity to just lurk. That's also okay. It's a Thursday night, and I'm working on the Altron Gundam. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. The Altron Gundam from Gundam Wing. This was originally a premium Bandai kit. I know that from the instruction manual and the fact that the box is like one color, basically, with instead of being what you would normally see in stores. Now, for whatever reason, Bandai decided that the Death Scythe, the Heavy Arms 2, and the Altron Gundam and the Sandrock 2 would be released just out there and people could just pick them up if they wanted to, which is neat. That's a fun thing. So I didn't have to get this on Premium Bandai's website, and I appreciate that. It's right here, you see part of it right there. We got started on this kit on Monday. We've got some of the arms done. The arms are the most complicated part because we got the stretchy dragon arms as part of it. So we got to build some custom stuff, some interesting stuff. So we got to work on that. But we got the head done, the chest done, and the arms. We got almost all of the stickers done. There's one sticker that's left, which I don't know if it goes on the shield or the weapon. I'm not sure where it goes, but there's one more sticker. But that means that for tonight's stream, I don't expect to need a sticker at all. Looking ahead, because yeah, we're gonna oh no, we might get to the sticker today because the shield has a sticker on it. That's the last sticker, is the shield sticker, which we will be doing because that does go on the arm. We'll go to the overhead camera. One of the, in my opinion, this is just me, your friend Pat, talking about a kit that I like. I've never liked the shield. I think that the original Shenlong having a shield and a spear and then moving that to a trident is fun, but the fact that the shield just sits on the shoulder, I've always hated that. Two shields. Give it two shields. If you're gonna give it two shields. If you're gonna put a shield on there, why not two? Why one shield? I have never enjoyed the one shield method. I think that is just silly. That's my opinion on it. I just never really liked it. It just feels weird to me. It always has. It's like I don't know what we're doing here. What are we doing with this one shield shenanigans? I tell you what we are doing is we're gonna keep working on the arms here. Because we have now done the extendo arms that live in the shoulders, so now we can do the arms that you see on the kit, and that'll be good. Hey, thanks so much for being here on Tuesday. If you joined me on Tuesday, thank you very much for that. If you were here for my singing, it was my basically the fallout of the subathon stuff that I didn't get to do the subathon because we didn't hit our milestones, but were still things I wanted to do, and I didn't want to wait until another stream. So I just did it. I will do a birthday subathon sometime around my birthday. I don't know exactly when I will do that, but sometime around my birthday I will do a subathon. And kind of the idea in my mind is just like, okay, well, I'm going to do another one of those. I don't want to wait on it. I don't want to wait until June to sing these songs that I've been practicing for a month. You know what I mean? Or to, okay, so this is B19, so I need B15. The Joshi that I showed. I'll do a stream, but generally when I do wrestling streams, Pat watches wrestling streams, the stuff that I end up doing is like not modern. It's more traditional or older wrestling stuff because that is less likely to get DMCA'd. And if you're like, Pat, I was on your page. I was looking for this wrestling stuff that you had done and the karaoke, and I couldn't find it on the VODs channel. It's because it's not on the VODs channel. it was not worth my time to upload it to find out the inevitable. Any of those 4 songs could just end up you can't make money off of it, right? Could just be that you can't do ads, and that's fine. But any of those songs could be like blocked in all territories, blocked on mobile, blocked from embedding, all that stuff. It could be, and I have no idea if it will be or not. Like, I have no way to know those things or to prep for any of that. And then when it comes to the wrestling, hey, Lord Crashton, welcome. The wrestling, like, again, I don't know. I can't tell you if those 2 matches, like Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, could be like, well, we're going to run ads during it, and that's fine. Go for it. You own it. It's your wrestling. But they could also be like, no, this is a copyright strike, and delete this video, and then the entire video can't be up, or all of the video can be up, but that one segment is muted. All that stuff could exist, and I don't want that. So I didn't put it on YouTube. Instead, it's on archive.org. If you search for Pat Baer, you will find that, and also a recent video that I did this year, not too long ago, that also is just on archive.org. Now, I've always meant to upload stuff to archive.org that I've just had. Like, I've always meant to do that more. There are 404-ings that have been heavily edited for YouTube. And so I've always meant to, at some point, put up the originals. Now, there are a couple that I actually don't have the originals. I only have edited versions, but I have like an edited version that wasn't then also edited. I'm pretty sure. I might. There is a PAX South where I showed the trailer to Detective Pikachu, the video game, and that got like cannot be shown anywhere, blocked. So I think I still have that full video. I actually don't know. I might not have the thing, but I'm pretty sure. At the very least, I know I have every 404ing it, and every improvised postmortem, and like there's one 404ing it I probably wouldn't upload because I don't like it. I don't like the energy. One of my guests is fucking canceled for good reasons. And another guest seemingly does not have an issue with this was pre-transition for them, but it's weird. It's weird for that to not have that person be living their full honest truth now. Again, they're fine with that existing because I said, hey, do you want me to take this down? I ended up taking that video down because of the other guest and also the content of that one. That my only excuse, I have no excuse for that video existing the way it does, or that live show and panel existing the way it does. The other than saying that 1 year I was really busy and didn't do prep work. I did prep the videos. I didn't watch the videos that were supplied to realize, oh, this vibe is off. I should ask them to send other stuff, which I should have. And I was better at every year after that. So basically, the other 404-ings I should have on my archive.org page. Some of them might be there because any 404-ing that involved someone from Giant Bomb is probably already on archive.org because there were people that archived them. I used to ask the person that did unofficial Giant Bomb to at least wait for me to put up 404-ing it on my YouTube channel before they put theirs up, because they were not at PAX, so they were just ripping the panel and uploading it almost immediately. And I was at the very earliest doing it that night when I was done with PAX and everything and back at an Airbnb or a hotel room, ripping it and uploading it, obviously on either home internet or hotel internet. Either way, I was uploading it way slower than they were. So I used to ask them, hey, can you like wait on this like a minute? Like, let me put mine up first before you put yours up, which I didn't think was unfair. I can't really tell how this is supposed to look here. I think this goes like this. I think this is the right way to do this, but I don't know. I don't actually even know if it matters, but we'll find out. It might not matter. But yeah, so I want to start uploading stuff. I should do that before I end up back in my bedroom, because I have a weekend, few days before my folks returned from Florida, and Wi-Fi upload is upload, right? My Wi-Fi upload is pretty good. It's the download that's way better being plugged in. So I'm like, if I have to upload something, I'm like, it could really do it there. It's more that this is a way more stable internet connection than it is out there. So I'm like, well, it's way more stable, so I should probably do it out here. But for like a long-term project, I'm slowly going to be uploading a lot of old stuff to be there. Just to have, right? Because like every once in a while, another thing will get claimed on a 404ing a video, or it'll go like nobody can look at this, and it's just like frustrating that is a thing that I have to have out there like semi-constantly. Is the semi-constant worry that this is all gonna like fuck up. It is frustrating. So it would be nice to have that stuff readily available in case people want to look at it. And like I said, I could also put up full versions, or the fullest versions that I have, and not the edited versions, because some segment had a song that somebody has the copyright to, and they're like, no, you can't do this. I think I did a segment where like people were taking a song, by Cheap Trick song, and they were doing like trailer edits to it, and that entire segment couldn't be on YouTube for good reason. And so I just like, it wasn't on you. It wasn't going to end up being on YouTube. It'd be nice to have that on archive. Like, it's just like a way to get that up there. So I don't know. Again, I can't say for sure that all that stuff will be able to be uploaded there, but I would like to upload some of it, you know? As mentioned, my folks will be returning. But they're coming back on the 1st, and I'm going to need time to put stuff into the room there. So next Thursday will be my last stream in this area, which again, for you doesn't mean anything because you can't see that stuff. But for me, it'll be my last time. Like if I'm doing my job right, this is no different from my room. But I will miss having oh man, the download. I got some stuff that I want to like pull down from a few places and have as backups for things. And I got to do all that before I go there. Dirty redeemed trivia. Dirty, you're the first person to do that. Thank you very much. If you don't know, I have this thing called Delightfully Useless Trivia. This was a Christmas gift. And now for 4,000 channel points, you can redeem this, and I will read a trivia card until we run out of trivia cards. Can I pick art or science? So Dirty, unfortunately, no. I'm just going to read the first one I see. There were some that we read on the stream, and I'm going to, on my subathon stream, and if I come across one that I think I've read before, I'll skip it. If I don't remember it, sorry. But I'll try to go through all of these. I'm going to mark this one here so that I'm going to mark this one so that when we come across it again, we'll know we're done. Because on the card, I've written the word done. According to experiments, what's the preferred color for both mosquitoes and Americans? The preferred color for both mosquitoes and Americans. The answers are red, white, blue, or black. Americans and mosquitoes prefer this color, red, white, blue, and black. I'll give you some time. If you want to throw your thoughts in the chat, you're more than welcome to, as I get these assembled here. But yeah, so this is the... you have any thoughts here? Both Lashbrook and Dirty say blue. John's not touching that question. The answer is blue. Yeah. You are correct. Also, hi, John. And hi, Dirty. I should say that as well. Yeah, the correct answer is indeed blue. John wants me to hit the yeah button. Thank you for using your channel points. Here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I think that is, that is useless trivia, but I don't mind it. So now it goes into the back of the thing here. Put it right there, and then eventually we'll come to it. And again, I did read a few of those on stream, and if I remember them, then I will shove them towards the back. There's one at least I know we did. Yes, there's a Jimmy Fallon one, so I'll put that there. Lord Crashin wants me to dance button, and then Dirty says, why is the yeah button not the CSI Miami yeah? I hear you. Look, I don't want to get DMCA. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't expect that would happen. But yeah, that's just a sound effect that's in the Elgato Stream Deck store, and I liked it. And I was like, that should be a button. This used to be the toilet flush button, and I was like, I'm tired of having the toilet flush button. So now it's that. Lord Crashenden has asked for the dance button. If you're unaware, you use those channel points. I play a song. I have a different song every month. Here's this song. Here we go. As I do a little panel lining. There's a lot of build for this one, but I like it. Do. All right. Not too hard to panel line this. I'm putting black on the green, and even though it's probably not going to be too noticeable because it is noticeable for me, and that's fine. So yeah, next Thursday will be my last stream in this room, and then I move back into there. So I could wait and do it like Sunday or Saturday night after my Saturday stream, but I like having time to move all my stuff in. Because one, I'm going to clean my computer because it'll be almost March by the time I move back in there. And I like to do my computer cleaning on a monthly basis. So I'll clean the computer out, move it in there. And then I have to like reset everything up. I have to get like the tables set up in the right spot because that carpet, if my table, like this table wobbling will sometimes cause the table that my camera is on to wobble. As you can see there. And I don't want that. I want to hit this table and have it wobble a little bit, but not be noticeable by the camera as much as I can. So I have to like set everything up. I have to get the overhead camera there. Dirty says, I heard Raymond Joseph Teller of Penn and Teller fame speak for the first time today in my almost 45 years of life. I'm not sure I like having that run broken. I understand. I hear you. Yeah, if you haven't heard him before and then suddenly hear him, yeah, I get that. Sometimes we have streaks that we didn't know existed until they're broken. And then we're like, oh, shit. All right. Well, there's that. I think I have built this correctly because otherwise this wouldn't fold right. So that's good. I think I did this right here. So yeah, there's not much I want to do. What I do need to actually do, John says I don't believe it and won't accept it. All right. Well, John, okay. Keep your head in the sand. All right, sure. Okay. All right, sheeple. I need to borrow our neighbor's carpet cleaner and clean my bedroom's carpet, spot clean my parents' carpet in their bedroom, and then do a spot clean in the office. Because there's some weird gunk in the office I'm trying to get up. Yes, they were in Babylon 5. You're right. They were, in my opinion, unsurprisingly in Babylon 5, I think. So there was a period where Penn Jillette was Penn Jillette was available, and also still a kind of cool get. It's this weird thing where it's like, you know, if you want, like, why is Penn Jillette the voice of Comedy Central? Because they asked him, and he said yes. What does he care? That's easy work. Voiceover booth in Vegas, done. Minimal direction. Maybe they flew him to LA to do it. Maybe. But like, yeah, both of those, you know, like, but especially, as I said, Penn would fucking show up for shit. At a certain point, probably too often, but yeah. I mean, Teller called into the very first Desert Bus for Hope. They found out about it, and Teller called and bought the folks, the Loading Ready Run folks at the time, all Loading Ready Run folks at the time, bought them like pizza and like called in. It's like crazy. They were on Ustream because Justin TV wouldn't let them do it at the time. So they were on Ustream doing the thing, which is wild. But yeah, I mean, they did it. That is an ongoing thing where they will show up for that stuff, which I've always found to be very cool. But yeah, you can get Penn and Teller on your thing. They will often say yes, if available. I don't know. Is there anything else I want to say? I got my taxes done, if you can believe it. I had to get the printer going, which is really annoying. Halfway through, ran out of ink. Luckily, had another ink cartridge. And you're like, Pat, what the fuck did you just say? Well, we have a printer in the house, and I did print out my taxes. And there is a good reason for that. I mean, look, there is a reason for that, which is, I don't want to get too specific about this, but I can't file my taxes electronically. I have to file my taxes. I can use a online tax preparer, but then I have to print the taxes and mail them in, and a person has to look at them. And you're like, what happened, Pat? And again, I can't get into too many specifics of it, but there was an issue that was not my fault many, many years ago that made it difficult for me to do some things online. And one of those things is my taxes. I used to be able to file my taxes online, and then I stopped being able to do that. Which sucks. Last week said I really should be doing that. Should do that. My taxes this year are going to be weird. Yeah, that certainly last week. Yeah. From what you've shared, I imagine it'll be a little weird. But for me, my taxes are like, my main source of income is a company that I work for, but I am just a contracted employee there, right? But they are very good about withholding the right amount of taxes. Like, they have figured that shit out. So I get some federal back. I usually either get a small amount of state taxes back, or I have to pay them a little bit of money. What sucks is, South Carolina, it costs me money to file my state taxes, which I am, of course, obligated to do. I have to file taxes in South Carolina because I live here. It costs me money to file those taxes, which sucks and I hate. It's like, okay, sure, I guess. Fuck you, but all right. And then sometimes the money I'm supposed to get back is less than the money it costs to file. And then also add in the part where I have to mail it. And it's documents that have my social security. You fucking know what tax forms are. My social security number is there. Like, a lot of important information about me is on that tax document. And so the plan, like, so I send it with like insurance and like a sealed thing, like as fast, like hopefully as fast as possible. Sorry, my glasses got kind of cruddy there. So I send that out. So I'm spending money on that. Which again, like, well, yeah, of course I am. I'm going to spend the money to get that done. It's just incredibly frustrating that. Okay, so how do I do this? I think this goes like this. I haven't done this kit, so I'm not sure. Okay, so it goes like that, and then this can pop out. Okay, yeah, so that lives there. That one's stuck there. Okay, I'm getting it now. I'm figuring this one shoulder. We're working on the right arm here, so I'm figuring this shit out. And then I got to put the other side here, and then there's a piece that'll connect it, and it'll look nice. One thing about this being a premium Bandai kit is that this would be a sticker. This piece would be a sticker on another kit, right? This little red piece here would be a sticker. It's not a sticker. Love that. Love that for us. There are obviously parts in here that are stickers, but a lot of this is just plastic, and that makes me happy because it looks way fucking better. So yeah, I got my taxes done. Luckily we had an extra ink cartridge, and I didn't have to go and get one. My my printer did try to, like an HP printer, it did try to throw me a curveball because it didn't say out of ink. It didn't tell me that we're out of ink. Apparently, with this HP printer, if you use third-party printer cartridges, it doesn't know how much ink is in it. It does know, but it won't tell you because it will tell you it's not a factory one that's a third party. You can still use the third party, but it won't read how much is in there. So it just said there was a jam. There was a jam with, like, that's apparently a cartridge jam is code for you got to replace this cartridge, which I didn't know at the time. So I was like, it's not jammed. It's not jammed. And then I took it out and went, oh, it's fucking empty. Oh, okay. These motherfuckers. So I got that done, thank God. D25. But yeah, I went to the post office today to mail that stuff out. Did not stop for lunch at Arby's. I only do that once a month or once a year during this time because the Arby's is like across the street from the post office. And so I already did my Arby's trip. What do we got here? Nathan Explosion, subscribe with Prime for 42 months. Thank you so much, Nathan. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site. Tier 2 Blue Emote in chat. Thank Nathan very much for their continued support. Appreciate you, Nathan. Thank you for that. That rules. Yeah, so I'm happy to get the tax shit done. That is a relief that I do not have to think about that. Now I will get it'll take, because it is paper, it'll take a while for them to process, which is a little bit like, I can check in that they got picked up, they got processed, but it'll be a while before that money comes in. I should stress, not much, because my main source of income takes out a good amount of my taxes. I do get some back for the residuals I get, but the residuals aren't much these days, but I do get some. So I do get some taxes back on that, which is nice. And then I don't make enough on Patreon or Twitch. Well, I do make enough on Twitch that I have to include that. And AdSense, I have to include that for Google, but I don't make enough on Patreon. I'm not in a state where I have to claim that, which is awesome. All right, so here's the arm here. Comes down when you want to use the dragon bits. And then it goes back up in there, which is fucking cool. This is a cool bit of engineering. Oops, I popped out. A cool bit of engineering. Let's panel line this, and then we can attach this here. We'll attach this, and then we will panel line it. And then we will put on the piece we need to then lock in the dragon head, which is going to go there. And then we got to build the hand. Let's get the, actually, you know what? Let's get the piece we need to attach there so we can look at it and marvel at it. And we'll also be able to find out if I did this properly or not. I might have done it improperly. This will go like this. He says, hoping that he's right. I am right. Great. And then that goes like that. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That looks rad. All right, let's get a little marker on this, and then we'll be able to move on into the hand here. And we'll do a hand that can hold things because I want to hold things in this hand here. So that's B127, B128. All right, there's unfortunately some layoff news, but let's avoid that just for a minute here. In layoff news that is formerly layoff news that is at least somewhat positive, Ishtar Games, the developer of The Dead in Bermuda and The Last Spell, were taken to court for illegally terminating workers, and they are told to pay damages, and they have said that they are not going to appeal the ruling. This is a French indie studio, and this is, I should mention, only 3 workers, but the studio has been told to pay 7,000 euro in damages to each employee and refund a month of unemployment benefits to the state. This is the French union, the STJV, explained it helped all 3 impacted employees fight the dismissal in a French labor court. It said the trio were initially offered redundancy alongside other colleagues, but ultimately refused due to being offered substandard severance packages. So they were offered like, hey, what if you kind of quit and we gave you stuff? And it was like, no, we don't want to. And then they got fired for professional incompetence. You could see how they lost their fucking lawsuit. So they were offered severance to become redundant. They said no because the packages weren't good. And then they didn't get laid off, which is a prolonged process where you have to go through court stuff and all this other things. Instead, they were just fired for professional incompetence. Which is like, oh, sure. That's what's going on here, huh? Okay. So they fought it and they won, which is awesome. They took their case to the labor court, which gave its verdict last January. So that was last month. Court found that the 3 dismissals were without real cause and therefore illegal. Yes. Let's see. And they voluntary termination. They now benefit from 3 months of advance notice pay instead of 5 weeks. So they're getting more than they would have gotten if they had taken it. Dismissal compensation, unemployment benefits due from the employer being paid back, and damages for the harm they suffered. And because they were part of a broader union, the union fought for them. Hell yeah, go Unions. And then, as mentioned, we don't have, and there is not any statement from Ishtar Games except that they have accepted it and they will not be fighting the ruling. One would assume that they probably should have just settled right away and they shouldn't have bothered. But they fucked up. They were trying to get that number. They needed those volunteers because dismissals, because the alternative was that they don't get to lay off people. So they chose, they chose a way. They were like, well, fuck it. You're fired then. And apparently that didn't work out. All right, we got one arm done. You can see the arm here, and then you can do this, and then make it a dragon hand here. And you just cover it. Okay. I couldn't remember. Go like this, and then boom, fucking dragon shit. Look at that. I love. Hello, Lysandus. I love the Altron. I mean, the Shenlong is cool with its one arm. When we get double arm, it's going to be even fucking cooler. That's why I'm like, yeah, it's got a trident. I don't really care. It's got goddamn dragon arms. It's cool as shit. This is well done. And guns. The dragon arms shoot guns as well. It's good shit. And then you hide the extendo arms in the shoulders, which is also good. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool as hell. The fact that the dragon doesn't really fold great is part of the design of the kit. So it's like, can't really blame it for that. They couldn't figure out a more elegant place for the dragon head because it's like there is none. It's in the design. What I got here? Podcast. A podcast. A Patreon message about a podcast. Crazy. All right, now let's work on the other arm. Other arm. So that's probably like the best news. Occasionally, like, I don't even know why I got on this, but occasionally we talk about Payday, Starbreeze's cash cow that they fucked up real bad by thinking we definitely need a Payday 3. You may remember it. People didn't like Payday 3. They didn't want to move off Payday 2. Payday 2 was still making money. New people were still buying Payday 2. It was a whole fucking disaster. Apparently, Starbreeze is like, because Starbreeze is a publicly traded company, so they're like, hey, guess what? Things are going good. We're like really psyched about this one. It's got potential. And because of public earnings, we can say that Payday 3 has generated more sales over the 2024 than Payday 2. But the fourth quarter, which ended December 31st, more people spent money on Payday 2. So over the year, Payday 3 outsold Payday 2. But Payday 2 in the Christmas, like around Christmas time, when people were like, oh, I got disposable income, they spent more money on Payday 2 than 3. But again, over the year, they did better. But in one quarter, Payday 2 did better than Payday 3. Which is still fucking funny. But yeah, it just hasn't gone well for them. They're saying like, oh, well, this is good. If either they believe or they might actually believe this, or at the very least, they're giving lip service to the idea that they can turn this shit around. It is, in my opinion, fucking funny that shit's still happening with them. All right, yeah, that's right. This shoulder needs to be different because it's got to hold the this shoulder has to hold the shield, so it's slightly different to the one we built there. We need extra parts there. All right, now let's talk about it. Unfortunately, NetEase is cutting jobs at Spliced Incorporated. This is just for employees. It's not a statement here. They were established by NetEase in 2023. This was not a bought studio. This was an internal studio. And they have not made a video game. So somebody had said, this is again based on LinkedIn posts by people. My role at Splice is unfortunately at risk of redundancy, so I'm beginning to explore new options. And then one person said, wild that a AAA studio has died without showing anything because they had already been laid off. So it looks like layoffs are definitely happening there. When NetEase created Spliced, they were saying that they were doing a remote first approach and that it was going to adopt an anti-crunch mindset, which hopefully that was true. Hopefully people have been out working there for at least 3 years while crunching to just have the studio seemingly close or lay off a ton of people. We don't know what they've been working on. We don't know if the thing has been canceled. We don't know how many people are being laid off, but layoffs are happening. This would be the second internal studio, and also they have sold stake in a few studios as well. It looks like NetEase is just kind of easing back on a bunch of things, which is a bummer for people who work there, who want to make video games and have jobs. Ubisoft Toronto has laid off 40 people. As you know, there was a announcement of a bunch of restructuring that was happening there, and some of that restructuring was canceling games. And if you're canceling games, you're probably laying off people. I mean, that's not always the case, and also sometimes they'll just lay off people for whatever, for a quick boost. But yeah, they have confirmed 40 employees, cost-saving plans, which they ended last month. Let's see. And also they were like, hey, we're still working on the Splinter Cell remake. So apparently, they're doing these layoffs here, and this is the studio that is working on that remake. And so people were like, so are you canceling the remake? And they're like, no. Which I'll just say, I wouldn't believe anything said by Ubisoft in 2026. I mean, really, in the last several years, but certainly right now, I would not believe anything they say because I would not trust Ubisoft. I just don't. Yeah, I just don't, and I think that is a reasonable thing to say. Yeah, Ubisoft Halifax has already been shuttered, and remember that was the studio where the workers had voted to unionize, and so they just shut down the whole studio. On February 10th, 1,200 workers at Ubisoft went on strike, and they are many union members are calling for the resignation of the CEO of Yves. And they did a 3-day strike in France, just to say something like, hey, we could strike at any time. Yeah, this fucking sucks. And Blue Point Games has been shut down. Complete shutdown of Blue Point, known for they've been a support studio. They were working on something. They're known for making the remakes of Demon's Souls and Shadow of the Colossus, which in some cases is okay. That's what a new studio does to kind of get a sense of the technology and that kind of thing. You can say that. But often a studio that does that kind of work is not necessarily an in-house studio. And that's not to say that they should have been the studio should have been closed because they don't need an in-house studio that does that work. But it's like, well, fuck, man, I don't know. I would say the fact that Sony is like, every studio should work on fucking free-to-play live service games or pay one fee live service games when that was not necessarily a proven commodity is the dumber thing that's been happening. And maybe the executives who come up with those decisions are the people that should be fired. And by maybe, I mean definitely. And it will not happen, unfortunately. So instead, we just have people who are like, yeah, all right, I'll work on this. That's my job. Oh, that game's never going to come out, and now the studio is closing? Cool. We don't know if people within that studio are all being laid off, or if they or some or any of them are moving to other departments. We don't have that information. If that information becomes available, I'll certainly update y'all on that when more gets reported to people. Because I can say that there are people who are paying attention to these things. This was originally reported by Jason Schreier, and then additional reporting by a few other sources. Bluepoint Games was acquired by Sony in 2021. And they most recently were working on a multiplayer God of War spin-off that has been canceled. Not to be confused with the God of War 2.5D Metroidvania game that has a multiplayer mode eventually that you have to unlock in it. Not that one. We do know that there are 70 people that work for the studio. Lashbrook says there was a leaked email that had talk of finding people other jobs in their global studios. So if that's true, that would be great. I was hoping they were doing a Bloodborne remake for PlayStation 6, says Lysander. Just a reminder for folks, they have never announced a Bloodborne remake for PlayStation 5 or 6. They have never said anything. People, every time there is a state of play, they're like, this is where they announced the remake for the thing they've never announced. I know that people want it. I am not saying that people shouldn't want that. It's just that they haven't said that. They just haven't said that. The closest thing we can say to a Bloodborne remake, it being on the book somewhere, is the cease and desist they sent. So when Bloodborne, you figured it would fit with Demon Souls being on PS5. Yes. I know, this is just people making some assumptions here. Because people were like, where did this come from? And so I couldn't remember this. And somebody had mentioned, where did this come from? And I looked it up. So just real quick here. See if I can find it. Okay, yes. So Sony sent a DMCA takedown in January of this year to a fan-made patch for Bloodborne to make it 30 frames per second, which came out shortly after the game came out, and Sony has ignored this whole time. And then in January, they were like, hey, don't do this. Because it was not just like a mod, it was a patch. It was an unofficial patch. And they were like, what? Hey. And so that eventually, and the person took it down. And so I thought people wanted a PC port more. I mean, yeah, they're not getting either. But yes, also, Lashbrook, people want a PC port. But they would like a modern console version of Bloodborne. They would like a native one that would maybe have 60 frames per second on there. If somebody managed to hard force the game to do it on the PS4, they would like that as well. But again, that's the closest we've gotten to anything like that actually existing and being a reality, is that it's like, oh yeah, okay, well, at one time, somebody was fucking around and made a thing themselves. And then last month, they were like, don't. Which is like, okay. Okay. But again, that did not end up leading to any announcements. I think people will still think about it. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen someday. Maybe. But I would say, unless Bloodborne suddenly becomes a live service game, probably not. Yeah, it's fucking rough out there. My condolences to all those folks that are losing their jobs. There was another indie. This is all speculation right now. I did not see any write-ups. I imagine that tomorrow there'll be write-ups, but it sounded like a European indie studio is closing and laying off the entire staff. But I don't want to say the name yet because, again, there's not been. I haven't seen reporting on it. I've only seen people talking about it from like very vague posting, basically. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to make anything there. I want to wait till actual reporting happens, and so I'll hopefully, if there's information to share about that on Saturday, I'll talk about it on Saturday. I hope that it's just rumors. One more bit of news. This is a tabletop, which occasionally we do chat about some tabletop stuff in here. We are primarily talk about video game stuff and anime, but we do talk about that. So I do want to say that apparently my tweeting about it, or my skeeting about it, I should say, was how some people found out about this. But let me see. Let me scroll back here for this. I wrote about this yesterday. So on Tuesday, Ryan Dancy, who was the CEO or COO, the Chief Operating Officer of AEG, one of the biggest, not the, but one of the biggest publishers of tabletop games and also digital games based on those tabletop games. They do that in-house as well. Well-known, well-respected, made such games as Kubitos and Tiny Towns and a bunch of other stuff. He was responding to there was a popular thread on LinkedIn going around of game dev in the tabletop space, basically saying, no, it would be foolish for us to use AI. We want to hire real people to make our games, and it would be silly to use that. And some of us, like I don't understand why anyone would want to. I have, basically somebody had said, I have zero reason to use AI and to trust anyone that uses AI creatively. So Ryan Dancy, who, if you know anything about Ryan, he does not know when to shut the fuck up because he has always gotten another job, another high-ranking job in tabletop, be it Dungeons and Dragons or a variety of other places. He's always bounced back when he's left jobs because he won't shut the fuck up about shit and put his foot in his mouth. So he didn't have to say anything, but chose to say, I have zero reason to think AI couldn't come up with Tiny Towns or Flip 7 or Kubitos. They make 2 of those 3 games. I can prompt several AIs right now and get ideas for games as good as those. As of yesterday, Ryan Dancy is no longer the CEO of AEG. He's been let go. He has said really dumb shit over the years. There was the developer of Wingspan was talking about how that year, I believe it was 2023, maybe 2022. I'm sorry, my specifics are off. She had said, lamented how there was only one woman named for the most prestigious tabletop award show that year, that only one been nominated, and people were talking about how there was a systemic issue within tabletop games that women were not respected in that, had trouble making those games, making the leap, and then when games were a success, they were downplayed over games that were lesser than because they were developed by men. And his response at that time was, women don't succeed in tabletop because Western women are not raised to be able to handle criticism, which was not what anyone was fucking talking about, my guy. We were talking about how women make great fucking tabletop games and they don't get fucking awards for it. My fucking dude. He's said a number of weird shit over the years in a variety of places. Just fucking wild. He did eventually apologize for that one, at the behest of his employer, certainly. But this time it looks like they were just like, yeah, no, man, you can't say that you could use AI to come up with an idea as good as games that we publish, you fucking idiots. Because then, of course, designers who have deals with that company, AG, were like, hey, what the fuck? Does this guy speak for you? Does he speak for the whole company? Are you using AI to generate ideas? Should we cancel our contracts? You know, like, what the fuck are we talking about here? So it's damage control, because even the owner of the company was like, Dan, this company doesn't, AG doesn't happen without Dan and all this other shit. But anyway, it is nice that he'll get another job somewhere else. It's fucking, it'll be like, oh, he's worked for Wizards of the Coast, and he saw these games have this kind of growth, and people were like, did you Google him? And he'd be like, oh, don't do that. Don't Google him. So he'll bounce back to some other dumb shit. But like, yeah, man, at the very least, there's one high-ranking executive out there that fucked around and found out, and that is nice. It should happen to more of them, but it did happen to one of them. And that's fucking something, okay? That's the best I can do, is 3 employees at an indie company in France got a payout they deserved after their wrongful terminations. Like, they went in front of the, a labor board and won, and that fucking rules. And then one dumbass fucked around and found out. That feels good too. That's all. That kind of all I got. It's still fucking rough out there, and my condolences to people that are losing their jobs. And again, as always, a lot of folks losing their jobs didn't even get to make the video game come out. The game didn't even come out. And they don't have things to show for it, which is really fucking frustrating. Especially if they're working on a game that wasn't announced. Like, then you really don't even have anything. Which happened to, which fucking happens a lot. It sucks, man. Jesus. On the plus side, again, I hate the shield placement. I think this sucks. I've always hated the shield on the Altron, like just being on the shoulder like that. I just think don't have a shield. But anyway, we can do this, and that's pretty fucking cool. Goddamn dragon arms coming out of this thing. Pretty fucking rad. Hell yeah. Cool, stupid dragon arms. Big old dumb dragon arms. It's cool as hell. We're gonna get some feet going. Also, this was the last sticker, so I'm done with stickers on this kit, which rules. We're gonna work on the feet, because this kit has feet. The Gundam form of those weird arm guys from One Piece. Yeah, I mean, it's just like extendo arms. It's pretty good. I wonder if anyone has ever converted an Altron to be Luffy. So, because you get the weird, big, stretchy arms. I bet no one. I bet no one's done that. Altron Gundam Luffy. I'm not seeing any results of Altron Gundam Luffy. I'm seeing Luffy and Altron Gundam from USA Gundam Store, but I'm not seeing... Oh, I'll add custom. I should have added custom to that. No, I'm just seeing Altron Customs, but none of these Altron Customs or Nautiku. Nautiku is probably actually what you would use. You would use Nautiku because the arms are cooler. They're cooler, bendy arms. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's the Nautiku that I would need. Nope, now I'm just getting Luffy cosplay. That's not too bad. That's pretty good. Luffy cosplay. This guy doesn't, like, he's not, like, ripped, but he you know. He didn't do the scar either? Okay, well, never mind. Oh, no, here's the photo where he did the scar. Okay. He does the cross scar, so that's good. The 15th anniversary cosplay. That's pretty good. And somebody... Yeah, all right. Wow. Sorry, I'm just looking at Luffy cosplay. Somebody did the Nightmare Luffy cosplay, and a very ripped individual did a Nightmare Luffy, and it looked good. Looked pretty fucking good. I can't tell if it's makeup or if they just did color correction, but it looked good. Anyway, I'm going to take a pause for the cause. This is my opportunity to talk to you about ways that you can support the channel and what I do here. Everything I'm about to talk to you about is optional. You are under no obligation to do any of these things, but if you would like to help me out financially, here's your chance to do that. Again, optional. You don't have to worry about it, but you know, hey, you want to help me out? You can. You can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon, linked it, you can be like Nathan and use your Prime token, which will be great. Got your Amazon Prime, link it with your Twitch, get Twitch Prime. Get a free token you can use a month for somebody. How about me? That is a way to support what I do here is through that. And if you wanted to, I would appreciate that very much. Being a subscriber means you don't have to see ads. So you're not only supporting me and my ability to buy model kits and Lego sets and knockoff nonsense, you're also helping yourself out because then you don't have to see fucking ads. Sounds great. No pre-roll ads for you because you're already subscribing. And you get cool emotes. I don't know where you would use them outside of my streams here, but you would get them. I don't know. I mean, most of the time we use them. You use them when you raid. When we raid, people like to put them in, which is nice. But I don't know. Maybe you're in a chat with somebody that knows me personally and you want to throw in the Bear Cave. And they'll go, oh, you subscribe to Pat. They'll give you a shout out. Maybe. You know what? Next time you're in the chat of somebody that knows me, throw in an emote that looks like me and see if they say anything. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't because they don't look at chat that closely. I don't know. Can't tell you. There are other ways to support what I do here. It's just that being on Twitch is the easiest one because you're already here. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. Over on my Patreon, there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. We need Bear Cave Challenge coins. Yes. There are different rewards for the different tiers over on Patreon. Consider joining me on Patreon. I did give out Bear Cave buttons back in the day. I did have little buttons that are the Bear Cave logo. I have one of those just randomly in a bag I found here. I think I have like maybe a couple left in my storage unit, but I don't know how many I have. But yeah, if you want to support me financially, one of the best ways to do that is to throw $1 or $2 in the over on Patreon. Literally $1. There's a $1 tier. You get emails about like my schedule and you get a Q&A that I only do for Patreon. So like that might be worth it to you. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But you can think about it. You can think about it. Look, I've got a YouTube channel. Of course I do. Who doesn't? Over my YouTube channel, you can, of course, subscribe. And while you're over there, consider becoming a member. And for just $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So you will get them a day before other people. So the video that I put up yesterday, you would have already seen it on Tuesday, and it wouldn't matter. And you'd be one of not too many people, because not a lot of people unfortunately saw that video. But that is a way to support me, is on YouTube, because memberships are inexpensive. Like I said, that's just $2 a month. I wanted to see how many. Yeah, nobody watched that video. Fucking sucks. So that's one way to support me, is to jump in over there. Those are monthly ways. If you just want to throw something in the tip jar, I've got a Ko-Fi and a PayPal, and everything I make goes to me buying model kits through direct donations, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps you out, through Patreon and through Twitch. All goes into a fund, and from that fund, I pull money out to buy model kits and Lego sets. It is because of your continued support that I was able to spend $40 on one kit. I just bought a Megatron from the same company that I built the Soundwave. So this Soundwave, imagine a bigger Megatron, because the box is fucking huge. And so that's in my backlog. And that $40 is like 2 high grades, maybe 2 high grades, but probably a high grade and a half. That's a high grade and like a really cheap Lego set. Let's be real. But I was able to say, no, I'm going to buy this cool thing. I want to know. I want to be able to tell people that this, what the action edition is, what the more expensive ones they have out there is going to look like. I want to know compared to their inexpensive ones, the $20 versus the $40 kits. I want to know. So I got that. And that's because of your support. Now, as I said, that's in my backlog. I have other things in my backlog. If you want to have a say in what I build next, you could be a $10 patron and vote when I put a poll up, or you can just say like, no, Pat, I get to decide what you're building next, because I'm going to buy something for you to build from your Amazon wish list. Because anything bought on my wish list jumps the queue and becomes the next thing I work on. I got model kits and Lego sets, inexpensive kits, expensive kits. If you want to see me build a Blockies or Blokies, I think it's Blokies, but people say it's Blockies. If you want to see me build that, another classic line of Starscream, I've got that on the wish list. I've got inexpensive model kits. I've got ridiculously expensive model kits, some gear, because maybe you're like, I don't fucking know, Pat. I don't know what to get you, but I do know that I do know that this thing is, you need a new USB-C charger. So I'll get you this 2-pack of USB-C chargers for $13. Be like, yes, great. That will help me out tremendously to charge all my fucking electronics. But yeah, there are a variety of ways to support what I do here. And that one is, again, a way to just say like, hey, yeah, I want you to build a Geodude, a Mega Geodude. That sounds like exactly if that's what you want to see me build, you could buy that and then I'll build it and it'll jump the queue. My alternative to Amazon is I have a wish list on Throne. It's nice to have alternatives. And of course, the most convoluted way to support me financially is to go to USA Gundam Store. At USA Gundam Store, you can buy a gift card. They will send you an email with that gift card code. Then you can send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Twitter or Blue Sky or Mastodon with that gift card code. And then we'll use that gift card code. I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. People have done it. It's pretty great. You could do it too. Let's see. If you want to support me financially, but you don't want to spend any money, I get it. Join my Discord. It's a lovely little place. We'd love to have you hang out in the Discord, especially if you build model kits or Lego sets or whatever. If you do or you paint minifigs, share it in the Discord. I love seeing that stuff. There's a whole channel for building photos. You can do works in progress. You can do completed stuff. Also, I'll say this. Hey, you got a backlog? Work on that backlog. Get that stuff together. It might be time for you to finish that kit that you put down because you were working on something else, or it frustrated you, or the stickers were annoying. Maybe get back into that. I don't know. I think it'll be neat. You can do it while I'm doing this. Build-alongs are fun. Let's see. Couple of video links for you to check out. This week I put up a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club where I recommended anime. Can you fucking believe it? 4 shows that are out right now that I think are good that you should check out. Is one a sequel? Yes. Is one an isekai? Yes. Is another an isekai? Yes. Is the other one not an isekai or a sequel? Also, yes. And one of the shows is a show that I'm going to talk about in a couple minutes and talk about the 7th episode up. If you can fucking believe it. But yeah, I mean, like, hey. There's some good stuff happening this season. I talked about 4 of them to recommend. You should check out the video. Sorry, I have an itch there. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. I'm bummed about this. So last week, numbers didn't work out great. I was like, that happens. It's a dud here and there. This one, look, it's only been live for 28 hours, 29 hours. People aren't watching this one. It did not catch, and that's a bummer because I think more people should watch Whisper Me a Love Song. Whisper Me a Love Song is a phenomenal high school romantic comedy about 2 girls who go on dates to see if they can fall in love with each other. It is not queer baiting. It is legitimately a queer romance. And it starts in a very fun place. One girl tells another girl, I fell in love with you. It was love at first sight. She was talking about the music that girl plays. And our musician was like, well, you made me consider the idea of us dating and falling in love. So now we're gonna date, and I'm gonna make you fall in love with me. And it's great. And there's music, and there's silliness, and they're fun together, and there's a good supporting cast. It's great. It suffered for 2 reasons. 1, it was on High Dive. Not a lot of people have High Dive. And 2, there was a delay, and the last couple episodes didn't come out in December when they were supposed to. They came out at the end of the season and got dumped out, and some people have never seen the show because of that, because it didn't all come out, because they wait till the show's over, and they didn't see that, because in Japan, it might air on television, and they're like, oh, hey, this is out. But in America, when shows have those long delays, it doesn't get any promotion from the distributor. They're like, oh, hey, it's out. So it was rough. Whisper Me a Love Song rules. I will have another show to recommend that's on High Dive in March. That is a Girls Doing Things show that just recently got added to High Dive. So I would say, hey, if you're looking to watch a few things that are out this season, you can watch this older show that's great. Check it out. This is what I'll say to you, the viewers of Pat Baer's Anime Club, the viewers of Baer Workshop. It's so good that even though it came out in 2024, the last couple episodes didn't come out by the end of the year when I do my top 10, it still made it onto my top 10 list for 2025. Because it should have been on my list in 2024. If the episodes hadn't been delayed, it would have been. It stuck the landing despite turmoil within the makers of the anime, the studio. So it's good. Please watch it. I won't give the hard sell on Saturday and Monday when I'm still talking about that video, but like at least watch it because I would like the numbers to go up. Because right now it's the least viewed video I have this year of any Kuma Baer, and that's a shame. This is a great show. I will, no matter what, always talk about the anime I want to talk about on Kuma Baer. It feels bad that a queer anime that I want to talk about didn't do as well in my month of talking about talking about romance. It bums me out. Now's the part of the stream where I'm going to drink some water, a lot of water. I need to really go for it. And we're going to dramatically transition back to the overhead camera so that we can begin working on the feet of this kit. And then we're going to talk about anime. And not weirdly enough, 2 of them are boys love, are yaoi, are men loving men anime that are both isekai, if you can fucking believe it. So we'll talk about those episode 7s of both those shows. And then you dramatically transition to the overhead camera, and we're going to do all of that right now. All right, I'm going to have it. You know what? I deserve it. I'm going to have a little bit more water. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Um, this hasn't healed. I'm still wearing the Band-Aid, which is annoying. But it's better than having a discolored bit. So I already have that here, which is just also not healing well. I mean, the skin's fine. It's just discolored, which is okay. When this skin is fine, even if it's colored, we'll just go with it. It's fine. Not a big deal. But, I work with my hands here. That's right. Maybe I'll do it this weekend. I also have to mow the backyard and mulch up all the leaves. I probably should do that this weekend because the weather's good. You know what? Hold on a second. I keep forgetting to look at this. I'm going to look at the 10-day forecast and see if we're expecting any rain. We are expecting rain in the afternoon on Saturday and Sunday, which means that Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, I will mow, which is good because that way it'll at least look better. But yeah, expecting rain on Saturday and Sunday. Oh, hell yeah. It's going to be in the 70s tomorrow. The high of 73. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm going to go for a nice long walk tomorrow. That whips ass. That rules, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Maybe it's going to rain a little bit in the afternoon, but early afternoon, I'm going to go for the long goddamn walk. It's going to be great as hell. Hell yeah, dude. All right, let's work on these feet and let's talk about some anime. Boom. Isekai office worker. The other world's books depend on the bean counter. Episode 6. Our boy, Shichiro was like, hey, I got this plan about how to use technology and magic in your world so that you don't have to summon a Sanctus, and again, you don't have to kidnap someone every year, or not every year, but for their entire, and support them for their entire lives to fight this miasma. You could save money and time, and also not kidnap people, which the prince definitely fucking hates. Definitely hates that shit. He hates that our guy said that. That's going to probably be an issue later. So Aresh is like, hey, Aresh is the knight, and he's just like, hey, guess what? I bought us our house. We got a house to live in. Not only so he can be close to our guy, but also probably for protection because, he did get attacked before. But he's like, I got us a house. It's a fucking mansion. And there's a butler and a maid and a chef. And it's like crazy because our dude was a workaholic. But he's like, yeah, I rented a 1-room apartment. Like, this is crazy. And our guy, as we talked about, they clearly live in very different worlds because he's just like, yeah, I don't know what to fucking do about this. This is crazy. All right, so I don't know. Is this up or down? Yeah, this has got to be going up into it. He's like, yeah, and Aresh is just like completely not, can't believe it. He's shocked. Aresh every night comes into his bed and they spend the night together to maintain the barrier, the protective barrier, but they're not having sex with each other. And our boy is kind of starting to accept that part of it, but is not romantic. It's not romantic for them yet. There is another expedition, and it goes well. So our plans are in place. And because it went well, Shichiro begins plans to fund research for the spell, the return spell. That is part of the deal is, well, you can save all this money and you can save all this time and energy by doing this in the future. And then that would lead money in the budget for the research to getting Kim to be able to go back to his world, which is, as you can tell, obviously very important to our guy. Like that is his priority, is not living in this world anymore. Let's see. And then, but if he does go, he'll leave Aresh behind. And he's kind of like, he's at least recognizing I should probably at some point figure out how I feel about him and how I feel about leaving him behind. Like I should probably, sooner rather than later, start sorting out my own feelings on on this. Like I should probably start figuring that shit out, which is good on him for at least recognizing like, hey, I gotta start coming to terms with these things. That's good. The king is like, hey, I know that you found money issues with various nobles. I'd like you to take a look at the books of the Alban Church. And that makes Aresh mad because the church itself has so much magic in it. It's got holy magic, but it has so much magic that it could really like physically hurt. Like forget the fact that you're investing in the church and that could lead to issues. It's just that like being at the church could negatively affect his health. Like the prayers the priests do could hurt him physically. Camille, the manager of this, is just like, hey, just so you know, you got to be careful. It's clear you're clearly favoriting this guy, and that's going to have ramifications for work. So maybe this time apart will be good for you, which is like, yeah, I mean, probably like Aresh and Shinichiro have to have a conversation about like boundaries and all of that. Like all that stuff should happen, but really time apart is not going to be good if our main character fucking dies because priests are praying. Like that's going to be a fucking problem. Like that's clearly a big issue that everyone seems to not be like. Aresh is probably not overreacting. Instead, everyone else is like not reacting strongly enough. And of course, the priests aren't excited for him to be there because he's going to be interrupting their work and undermining them. So they're not excited he's there. And they're like, no one's going to help you, just so you know. He's like, well, yeah, sure. He's later met by a head priest. And the senior priest, at least from the jump, is like, hey, people have been rude to you. I'm sorry about that. Nobody fucking told me that the king ordered you here to investigate. Like, they've kept that from me, and so I'm mad that people are being rude to the guy that the king sent. So I'm sorry about that. And then the guy Celio, who was being rude to him, said like, no one's gonna help you, is like, well, the bishop told me to do it. And then the episode ends with Aresh at home waiting for it. Shichiro mad that he's running late, and so domestic stuff. This is like, you know, the second half of the season, so now we're getting into like the priest arc and all of that, and we'll see where that goes, and we'll see what happens there. The fact that they now live together is interesting, and they have a house together. But yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, all right, well, at least characters are starting to recognize we should probably talk about this stuff, but they still aren't, you know, talking about that stuff yet, so we haven't gotten there yet, but we at least gotten to the point where they're still like, oh, I should probably figure out how I feel and figure out how he feels and all that. It's like, yeah, probably. Good episode, though. A Gentle Noble's Vacation recommendation is episode 7. Episode 7 made me laugh a whole fucking lot. Apparently, there are people out there that are like, This show reads like boys love, but it's not. And I was like, what are you fucking talking about? Apparently, there are people that literally have seen episodes of this show that think it's queer baiting. And I'm like, no, this is fucking gay as shit. Just watch episode 7. It's fucking gay. I don't know what to tell you. It's not like overt, but it doesn't have to be. It's a show with only male characters who are all pretty or handsome, and they love complimenting one another, and the thing they love most is when they do a good job and other attractive men say they did a good job. It's like so fucking gay. It's great. Again, this is not me coming down on the show. It's just me being incredulous that anyone could watch an episode of this and go, I feel like this is secretly BL, and be like, what are you talking about? Gay as shit. I'm going to panel line this before we put the ankle piece on, because it'll be harder to do then. So we'll make it easy for me. I'll make it easy for me. Episode 7. At the previous episode, they were coming back from the auctions where they met a bunch of people, and they're going back to the town that they normally work out of. And they ran into they had killed a dragon previously and found a new part of a dungeon. And so they were selling some stuff. And then so this gang was after them, the Forky gang, because they have money and also more dragon scales. They didn't sell all of them. So there was an action scene that was okay. It was fine. But there was an action scene, and it ended. Everyone was okay. So when they get back, they talk to Stud, who is like the guild leader. Because the fucking guild leader's name is Stud. They reported, and he's like, oh, they don't have like a base of operations. They're kind of hard to track down, this gang, but okay. So because Lizelle, our main character, was involved with the dragon slaying, he has then now moved up to E rank. He is on the rise. He was involved in it, so he does get a promotion. And that attracts attention. Well, the fact that they're mildly famous right now, because yeah, he was rank F, and then or was Ray the name of the? Yeah, that's right. Let's see. Yeah, so Gil was already famous, but he never worked with anyone, and now he's working with this guy. So a C rank adventurer 11 shows up. Now they tell me that this man is a snake man, that he is a snake beast man. I want you in your head to think about what a snake man looks like. And if you said he has a forked tongue and his ears are kind of pointy, and that's fucking it, otherwise he's just a handsome twink, which is fucking used in this episode, then you watch this episode. 11 is just a fucking twink that happens to have a forked tongue, and his ears are kind of pointy like an elf, and his hair is red. And I guess I looked at some art from the light novel, and he has like patches of like snake skin, but not on his face or arms. You wouldn't know. Anyway, he shows up and he's like, hey, I want to join your party. And they're like, that's suspicious. We don't know you. No. They immediately are like, what? No. What are you doing here? And then, because Stud is just like, no, that guy's fucking lazy as shit. So you don't want to do that. But anyway, there's a big party and everyone's drinking and celebrating the rank up, and they're beating a dragon and all that shit and doing good. And we find out that Lizelle does not drink because he does not like himself when he drinks. His personality is different when he's had something to drink. So they're talking. It comes up in conversation that while they were traveling, Lizelle and Judge shared a bed. And so Stud is like, well, then tonight you and I are going to share in a bed. And this scene is so fucking ridiculous because Lizelle is like very matter of fact about like, well, we don't have to. I'm not traveling. Like, why would we? Sleep in your own bed. And he's like, no, I'm going to sleep in your bed. And he's like, because Stud is getting drunk. And he is drunkenly affirming that, hey, you and I are going to sleep together. And Lizelle is either playing stupid or just like taking him at face value because he's like, I'm not, what? No. But he's just like, all right, I guess so. And then Stud passes out. And it's a very funny scene. As I said, this is the scene where I'm like, what the fuck do you mean that people think this show isn't gay? What are you talking about? It's a good scene. Anyway, later, Stud catches an arrow that was being shot at because someone was fucking trying to kill Lizelle. And we get a backstory of Stud. He grew up in the slums, and he was raised to be an assassin as a child. But the guild master of this very guild took him in and said, like, hey, you don't have to kill anymore, and showed him a different way of being an adventurer. And it's a lovely little backstory. I don't know if we needed Stud's backstory, but it's nice. It's nice to have. Both Liz and Gil are like, what are these fucking gang guys keep coming after us? Like Lizelle is like, I do not understand this. They keep sending people, like, do they not care about their own men? Because they keep sending people that we easily defeat and kill. Like, what are they doing? Like, what is this? What is the point of this? 11 once again tries to join the party, but they get him to admit that he only wants to do it because he can share in the fame. They'll keep working hard and he can just hang out. And they're like, yeah, that's why we don't want you in this party. Like, no, get out of here. What? Why would we want that, man? So they say no, which is reasonable. Lizelle gets offered a job to donate mana. There is a projection. Basically, it's like a projection booth job of weather effects for a play, which is cool for actors. And every night for 2 weeks, the projection needs to be refilled with mana, and that's a fine job, like a well-paying job for Lizelle. So he's like, yeah, all right, I'll take that job. Ray shows up, and Ray loved hearing Shadow stories. Shadow was the secret ruler of the town they were in, and that Lizelle figured out, and apparently at some point tricked him into paying for dinner. And he's like, also Ray's is like, hey, I want to talk to y'all about like looking out for this gang. The fact that the Forky gang is definitely after you. And that's how the episode ends. Again, this one is, look, this is not fucking queer baiting. This is a queer ass show. This is some boys love stuff. This is like BL created for the female gaze. These are the prettiest fucking guys. Their voices are all fantastic. It is a very enjoyable show to just kind of vibe with. Two different kinds of BL that both happen to be Isekai based. As I've said, there are 3 BL this season that are Isekai. It just so happens that one of them is on Ocean Vale, and I'm not going to fucking watch that because I'm not giving Ocean Vale $11 for a show that episodes are 4 minutes long and barely animation by design. I'm not in, I don't need that shit. And as I've also said, there's also another BL show that is fake BL because one of the guys is definitely a girl. It's just that she is a girl that girls like and mistake for a boy, and then she meets another guy that happens to, an actual guy that happens to a lot, and then they're developing feelings for one another, and it's all kinds of confused and very good. That's good too. There's some good shit out there. Now is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you, friends. It's your time to fucking shine. What are you up to? What are you into? What do you got going on? I always love hearing from you about that stuff. As I said, I want to thank everybody for joining me on Tuesday. It was very fun to show some modern Japanese wrestling. I was very pleased to be able to do that. It was my fucking pleasure to show that stuff, and then also to sing some songs. I practiced All the Things She Said so often. All the Things She Said is a fucking hard song to sing. Forget for a moment, just forget the fact that my vocal range is not that great. My singing ability, not that strong. Forget all of that. It's just a hard fucking song to sing. All the Things She Said, there are two different rhythms for All the Things She Said. There's like the beginning of the chorus and the end of the chorus, or like the post-chorus versions of it, are two different rhythms. The fact that it's a duet, that it's been kind of like chopped and screwed into a solo, so there's some overlapping parts that don't feel quite right. The like breakdown verse, or the verse that is also a break, the verse that, like the breakdown that goes into a verse, is like very difficult. Like there's just so much about that is challenging, and it was my pleasure to sing it. But I knew I couldn't wait for the next karaoke, which will be, again, most likely birthday related karaoke, just because I was like, I can't wait. I worked hard on this. I don't know what the theme for the next one will be, because I've done like anime songs, I've done my favorites, I've done like stuff that is not in my range, that I so like a lot. I have the themes. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something where I'll look at some old Twitch sings and just pick some songs that I used to do in Twitch sings. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Okay. But yeah, if you got anything going, you playing any video games, you working on any model kits, you watching any movies, listening to any music, let me know. I always love hearing from you about those things and things. These legs are coming together pretty fast. There'll be a lot of panel lining to do on this. Oh, good. So people wrote some stuff. So let me get a part on here. There's going to be a lot to panel line. Lastbrook says, I'm still watching Dragon Ball, but the Red Ribbon arc is dragging my will to watch. It's fucking long. It is. That is a transition of Dragon Ball. It is the slow transition to being a fighting show, as opposed to a comedy, a dirty comedy action series. Red Ribbon arc, Dragon. Goku is dumb, and we've abandoned all the side characters that balance him out. He is very dumb. And yes, he doesn't... It's not Goku and Friends' war with the Red Ribbon Army. It's Goku's war with the Red Ribbon Army. There are some very good, dumb as shit characters in the Red Ribbon Army, but for the most part, yeah, I hear you. I haven't played much because I learned about WACUP, WACUP, a community-created update to Winamp. I've now downloaded 200 Winamp skins, and apparently WACUP also supports for YouTube playlists, which is rad. Nice! Yeah, I've not heard of that, but I am not surprised that that is a thing that exists, and that sounds pretty fucking cool. Lord Crashin says, Disney Plus finally got the dub for the last season of My Hero Academia, my favorite anime of 2025. And it was great. Especially loved how much epilogue there was to cover. Recovery and friends school stuff that needed to be covered. Again, not going to spoil, because I do still think that people are, like, I talk about it a lot, but there is a part of the epilogue that I have deemed to be unfair. There's an old lady in the epilogue, and that's not fair. Her scene, not fair at all. Her scene and her connection to things and her, like, connection to the larger plot of the show is wild in a way that I'm like, man, I don't fucking, come on, that's not fair. You didn't realize who she was until that point. Yeah, you're not supposed to, Lord Crashington. Maybe some people immediately knew who she was, but I don't think you're supposed to. I think you're just supposed to think of her as a town person, and you find out, yes, but like, she made a choice that a lot of people would make, which is, I'm going to mind my own business. And it's like a culturally significant thing in Japan, like worldwide, but specifically it was a statement on Japan, like culturally being raised to just mind your business. Someone will handle that. The police will be by and they'll take care of it. And it's powerful. It's a powerful moment that she could have done something and regret, and it's fucking great. Also, there's a point in that one part of the episode where they're in the school and they play the BGM version of Hero 2, the insert song from the concert performance that they do, and that's not fair because that song fucking rules and hits me in the heart. Hero 2 is an awesome song. So hearing the BGM for that, I was like, that's not fucking fair. Fuck you. Respectfully, fuck you. God. Hero 2 is fantastic. But yeah, My Hero Academia, the final season, if you like just kind of fell off of it, I would say get back into that shit. And finish it off because it's just such a good show. It fucking sticks the landing. It nails it. It's one of the best finales. Again, partially because there is room. Doing it 11 episodes allows them to have room to finish things off and do the epilogue. And then also spend a bunch of fucking money on those goddamn episodes. Holy shit. They must have spent so much goddamn money on that. So many episodes feel like a fucking movie and look like a fucking movie. It's crazy. This leg looks so good. We're gonna panel line it. Yeah, I want to think about if there's anything else I got going on. Lord Crashes, I did find it kind of funny when they just interview a bunch of civilians out of nowhere about their thoughts. Yeah, I mean that was a thing that you would get kind of early on. It's somewhat of a callback to early My Hero Academia, of like they would, like, you know, when the heroes, especially when the League of Villains is starting to like target like heroes in training, there were moments where people were like talking about, like, you know, like a lot of show is fanning out about heroes, but there was a lot of criticism for the Hero Association. So it is kind of cool to have some people kind of chat about what's going on and what they're doing. I don't know. That was fun, and like hearing about like what the people are doing and what they're into and like what they're got going on and after graduation, all that. It's some fun stuff. It's good. It's just good shit. Is there anything else going on with your boy Pat? Let's see. Yeah. So next week, I guess I'm gonna mow, and then tomorrow I'm gonna go for a long walk because it's gonna be in the low 70s, and that rules. I'm very excited about that. So I'll take a nice long walk tomorrow. Watch Jeff stream and play some NES games because he didn't last week because he was at Dice. So back in that habit. So I'll be there for that. Watching wrestling, getting caught up on some other wrestling. There is some bonus special. Yes, there is a bonus special based on the manga specials that came out, the bonus manga stuff. So that is coming out in May. Yes, you're correct, Lord Crashington. So there is a little bit more coming out. You'll have to wait probably on the dub of that for a little while, but for me, the subtitle watcher, I'll get that shit in May. What was I going to say? Yeah, I'll go for a walk on Sunday. That'll be good. AEW Dynamite last night fucking whipped ass. That was a good episode. I'm not saying that just because Willow retained, and there was some thought about, well, what if Willow's going to lose? And I was like, nah, Willow's going to pin Mina. And then Willow pinned Mina, which is good. But yeah, I thought the matches were solid. I hope that Mark Davis is okay, because it looked like Mark Davis might have gotten slightly injured, that because his cut was definitely not on purpose. Also, the person that I think definitely fucking got injured, but hopefully it's not as serious as it looked, was Tomohiro Ishii. Ishii did not do a brain buster. They said he did a brain buster to end that match. That was not a brain buster. That was a fucking suplex. My guy should have called an audible and had Orange Cassidy win, because what the fuck are we doing here? But yeah, it looked like Ishii definitely hurt himself, and so I hope it's not that bad, because it seemed like it was. It did not seem like it was acting. But yeah, overall, that was good. Kenny got his ass beat, and I think that takes Kenny off. People were like, oh no, Kenny will definitely be there for the Canada tour. And I was like, he doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be. So I think Kenny's going to be off TV for a while. Maybe I'm wrong, but he got like write you off TV for a while beat. So it would be surprising if Kenny shows up for a while. Maybe he shows up at the pay-per-view to attack to attack our boy Swerve, but I don't know. Yeah, otherwise thought it was a solid show. Some good matches here and there and everywhere. Pretty neat. We still haven't seen what Yuta looks like with the shaved head, because he was wearing a beanie and a hoodie. I look forward to seeing what they did to the boy, because I bet it looks bad in a good way. So I'm excited to find out how that goes. All right. Okay. Clean this all up. And also, indie fun. People were saying he's going to be at Capcom Cup the same weekend as Revolution. Regardless, that was definitely a write-off TV beatdown. Yeah. I mean, look, he could be going to the Capcom Cup since he did, he could be. He could also not be. We don't know. Maybe he won't be. Maybe, and also not on, Revolution. But whatever. It keeps him out of the title picture because that, so now he has to try to come back again if he wants to, and he's got a built-in program with Swerve if he wants to do that. He never really did get his revenge on Andrade, but whatever. He could do that later. Let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Hey, Becca. Shout outs to Becca. That's B3CCA. Becca with a 3. Becca was in the squash against the Brawling Birds. Brawling Birds tag team debut. Viva Van, I should say, who has been hired by AEW. She is all elite. She just doesn't have music and entrances and any kind of fanfare. It's weird, but she has been hired. The biggest reason we know that is because she was on the official AEW podcast talking about it. So we know that's not her just making it up. But she and Becca tagged, and Becca got a little bit of offense. She got a hot tag in there and got a little bit of love, which is good, and then got fucking killed by the Brawling. I keep wanting to say Brawling Brutes, but it's not. It's Brawling Birds. It doesn't roll off the tongue. I think they should just be called the birds, but that's me. I think the brawling part is unnecessary. Anyway, we got a lot fucking done on this thing. What do we have left? What we have left is the other leg, the waist, and then we're body complete on the kit. And then we have the backpack, which also has wings, and the weapon, the two-ended trident. We got to build that. Oh, and also the backpack has I forgot the backpack has the tail gun. Very stupid in a way that I enjoy. I enjoy the tail gun. Yeah, but then we got the and then there are instructions on how to get the dragon arm to do stuff. You could twirl it around and do a bunch of things there if you want to. But yeah. That was a good time. I had fun building tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining me. I might finish this tomorrow, or on Saturday, but my guess is that I finish it on Monday. I will I'll put a poll up for what I work on next, because like I said, there's just enough there that I don't know for sure that I'm going to finish tomorrow. So I won't say that, Saturday, sorry, not tomorrow, Saturday. But I don't know. So I will put a poll up for my $10 patrons about what I should work on next. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. We are going to go on a raid. That is how we end every stream out here. We're going to go find someone doing cool stuff out there and go give them a little bit of love. We're small but mighty, but we'll go hang out with some people and see what they're up to. So I hope that you will come with me on that. Let's see. We never get to raid Jared, so we're going to raid Puppet Jared because Puppet Jared raids us quite a bit. He might be done soon, but he'll go and raid somebody else. As John says, we always end with a raid. But yeah, I want to go hang out with Jared, even if he's almost done, because Jared raids us a lot. So we should go do that. Please come along on this raid. I hope you will come back on Saturday as I continue to work on this model kit and maybe have something else to work on as well. I don't know. But thanks so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.